Hi guys, it's Sophie. So I'm just going to have a chat with you guys today about something that I was asked by a few people when I talked about Jivies and I did my reading vlog. And that is, how do you read so much? In sort of a somewhat surprised tone, I would say. So this isn't going to be like top 5 ways to increase your reading or things that reading can do for you or like tricks. I'm not that kind of person, but I thought I'd just chat about why I think I read as much as I do and how I do that, and it's not a sexy answer, but it's something that people ask all the time, so I thought I may as well just film about it and have something that I can refer to if people ask in future. So let's have a look at how much I'm actually reading at the moment. So we're in early May at the moment. I'm just going to go on my reading challenge and look at how many books I've read so far. So I've read 57 books this year, and I'm aiming to read 194, which was my aim to read all of the Around the World books, but that's changed slightly now. I'm kind of doing a half and half, so I'm hoping to get to 100 Around the World books and like 94 non-Around the World books. We'll see how that goes. It's a fair bit of reading. Like, I mean, last year I read 200, the year before I probably read like 150 odd, but I'm not employing speed reading, skim reading. I'm not counting books that I DNF. It's not like little tricks that can kind of boost it. I think for me it is about dedicating time. As I said, it's not really a sexy answer, but for me reading is such a like integral part of my life that it really does take priority over a lot of other things. So I've said before, I don't think I watch any television. I can't think of any television program I watch that includes Netflix. I don't even have a Netflix account. I do watch some films, but I'm quite picky about the kind of films I watch. I don't go out and watch all the big like blockbuster ones, and I'll tend to wait until things come out on like a DVD release and I've heard some reviews and I watch them because I'm genuinely interested in what they're saying as a film, rather than it being a piece of entertainment, which kind of somewhat reading is, I suppose. And it's not as though I don't do anything. So when I was reading 200 in a year, I actually had a way more chilled lifestyle than I do now. So I work full time. I worked nearly full time last year. I work a 37.5 hour week and I live an hour away from where I work. So I'm away from the house for somewhere between 10 and 10.5 hours, Monday through Friday. And my boyfriend actually lives an hour away in the opposite direction to my work. And I go to his sort of twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So that's another sort of 4 or 5 hours worth of driving to and from his, that's sort of in my week. But the majority of the rest of that time I do, like the activity I do most of is reading. Even when I'm at my boyfriend's, both of us are quite big readers, so we will happily just sit next to one another like on a sofa and read. I think the way that I tend to get through books so much is that I do set myself page goals ahead of where I'm reading. I was trying to look for a book, but there are none. They're all behind me. So let's say I'm on page like 120, I might say to myself, okay, when you get to page 180, then you do something else. And I'll break it up. I will watch BookTube, I will do lots of chores. I'm a really organised person and I like having a really clean house and having all my things like together and organised. So I break up reading with small chores, emptying the dishwasher, wiping down the kitchen, whatever, that kind of mean when I go to bed each night my house is clean and I'm reading but not overloading my brain. The other thing that I think really helps to increase reading volume is to read more than one thing at once. I pair fiction with non-fiction and I will tend to read like a few chapters of one, a few chapters of another. If you're into graphic novels, they're a good thing to mix in, or even art books or poetry or just something, so your brain can engage with something different than just one solid storyline. I really struggle to read actually one book just in one go. My brain gets bored, and I enjoy it much less. That's when I tend to find I'll skim and then I'll just have to stop and go back to it. So I think the variety of reading is really important. I think as well, like, I'm not really that fast of a reader. Like, my boyfriend reads much quicker than I do, which is like a bit annoying in a way, because I feel like I read so much it should come like rub off. But I'm not like a really fast speed reader. But I do think the more you read, the faster your comprehension gets. Though, you know, with complicated books, I will stop and I'll read every sentence and I'll underline them and I'll write my little comments in and stuff. So it does just depend. I think also what you're going to read is going to depend on how much you read. If you're reading shorter books, if you're reading books that are easier, like YA or like quite a lot of genre fiction reads faster than literary fiction. And in general, I think fiction reads faster than non-fiction. That will kind of depend too. But yeah, that I have no magic tricks. I have no things to say other than just I read a lot and I mix up what I read and I try and make it a priority in my life, like every day. I feel weird if I go to bed in the night having not read anything. That does feel really strange. But equally I try and like get movies in and get tasks in and get being outdoors and having a life in as well as reading. Which I think makes it all the more enjoyable when I do sit down for like a solid 4 hours and just read. So yeah, I don't know if that's been helpful, but hopefully it's answered your question. Let me know in the comments down below if you have anything you want to kind of share on how you read faster, or I don't know, is there anything in here that has been helpful? Yeah, I'm really not a magic trick, like here you go, you're gonna get to read another 20 books a year. It's just about taking the time with it. It really is, and there's nothing more to that I don't think that I can add. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon in my next video, and look after yourselves until then. Bye.